Hey guys, Itaewon Sammy, Sri Lanka Sammy, out and about for a walk about. So I figured I would do a little, just quick video for you guys today. I wrote everything down this time because I want to be very specific. Talking about what to do if your Korean job tries to fire you. I have been noticing on the Facebook group that I follow a huge amount of problems and issues, especially at this time of year. End of contract, beginning of contract, people not happy, 11th month firings, people trying to quit their job, etc. Problems and occurrences like that. So today I figured I would just walk around my neighborhood, my quiet little neighborhood, and just have a conversation with you. So what do you guys think of the beard? The retirement beard, my mother calls it. So I'm just going to grow this out a little bit. It's only been 2 weeks. Not even 2 weeks, sorry, a week. It's coming in pretty good. All gray. But we'll see what it looks like. I want to try it. I don't have anything to do. So let's get back to the question. Sorry about this, because I'm trying to do this with a new gimbal and a book. I didn't want to do a sitting video. I wanted to be out and about today. It's such a beautiful day. It's Sunday here. Actually now 1 month I've been in Sri Lanka. So thank you to everyone who's still following me. Even though I've left Korea, I still want to support and help anyone who's there. So hopefully this helps you guys out. So what do you do if your job is trying to fire you? So there's so many situations that are occurring. And number one is you have rights, and you need to let your boss know that you know your rights. Okay. Now they may be ignorant as to what the laws are. They may believe they know, but they may be 100% ignorant. So yeah, it is illegal what they're doing in most cases, but they don't know that. All right. So just, you need to be, what I say to people is I say, not negotiate, but approach it diplomatically and say, listen, I kind of know what my rights are. Here's what the Korean law says. So I need you to please, adhere to it. So number one is record everything. Record everything. Every conversation you have, you're legally entitled to record it as long as your voice is heard. Okay? It's a one-party recording country. So you can record any conversation, audio. You can record any conversation as long as you are a participant in the conversation. So, the thing is, okay, so today's like Sunday, March 14th. And I'm here with my boss, and we're talking. Now, you can have it in your shirt and your jacket on the table or whatever. Sometimes some bosses don't click into what's going on. But record everything for your own protection. And sometimes they just walk right into, admitting. There are so many groups that try to help, but sometimes they give misleading information or miscommunicated information. The best advice is to contact the Seoul Global Center and ask to speak to one of their free lawyers who will give you the law and advice on where to go next. Okay, who to contact, who to talk to. Sorry, let me just switch hands here. There we go. Sorry, let me switch hands. Holding a book and doing this at the same time, not easy. So, what is the next one? And now I have to open the book, so excuse me for a second. Yeah, so let me give you an example of what to do. So they tell you they're not happy with your performance. They're not happy. It's a 10th, 11th month. for whatever reason you feel like they're probably going to try to fire you, or they're going to try to let you go before the end of your contract, for whatever reason. Now, you're not going to change their mind. They've made the decision they're going to let you go. You really don't have much choice in the matter. You can fight it, but what I say is, do you really want to work someplace where they don't want you? They're just going to make your life a living hell. So what are your options? Now, if it's at the 11th month or at the beginning of the 12th month, you have all the power because they have to give you 30 days notice. So if it's 30 days or less before your contract ends, you're golden. They can't do anything. They can fire you and boom, you still get your full pay, you still get your full month, and you still get your severance. So what the law states is 30 days notice or 30 days pay. So if your contract ends December 31st and they try to fire you December 1st or December 2nd, or they say to you, you're fired, well, you have 30 days to work, which will take you past your 365-day severance requirement. And you will get your 30 days pay. Now, the other thing is that if they choose to say, okay, you have to leave right now, great. They still owe you 30 days pay. Okay? So they have to pay you in lieu of the 30 days worked. Now, the downside of that is you have to leave your accommodation, if the school is providing it, within 12 to 24 hours. You have no choice. If they fire you right away and say you have to leave the company grounds right now, then you have to leave the apartment within 12 to 24 hours. Okay? You have no choice. You can negotiate that. You can negotiate anything. Okay? So that's that. If they tell you you have to work the next 30 days, great. You can stay in your apartment. Now, if it's before 30 days, then you have a few problems. And this is where the Labor Board comes into play. Ministry of Education and Labor and the there's one more, I can't remember the name of it. But again, the Seoul Global Center's lawyer will be able to advise you which department to go to. And just let me preface this. Immigration has nothing to do with your contract. Zero. They don't care about your contract issues. They only care about immigration law. They will not help you. So don't bother calling them. So, they're trying to fire you before like 11 months, like 10 months and earlier. Well, then you got problems. If it's justified. Now, here's where it comes into a little bit of a issue, is like your opinion really doesn't matter. If you think it's unfair, it doesn't matter. It's the law. And that's where you got to go and get the Korean labor law app, which is available on Play Store or the other iPhone one. And you need to download that in English and read it line by line. It's all there. Okay? I'm sorry to say this, but take a little bit of responsibility for your own situation. Asking for help doesn't educate you, doesn't inform you. Sorry, let me say that again. Asking for help is always okay, but asking for someone else to do it for you, that's not all right. And that's what I'm finding a lot of times now, is that a lot of people are asking, I want someone to, basically they're asking, I want someone to do it for me. Take a little bit of responsibility. Take a little bit of, wow, big fire, not big fire. Well, they burn garbage out here, which is perfectly legal. But there are some nice houses around here, walking around. I got to do a video about that. Anyway, take a little bit of responsibility and make sure to, action your own issue. grab the bull by the horns. Nobody's going to take care of you except you. Look at this house. It's so nice. Really beautiful. Anyway, so let's see. What did I write? So negotiate and compromise. The reason you need to negotiate and compromise, because like I've said before, I got into a discussion with someone today about why I always say negotiate and compromise. And the reason is because this is Korea. This is not America. This is not Canada. It's not the UK. This is Korea. And you need to understand that there's a Korean style. It's not right, but it's what we live with. And if you're an E2, you know that they have you by, you know what. So approaching any situation diplomatically, I believe, is better because, as I said at the beginning, maybe they don't know the law. Maybe they're ignorant about it. And they believe that they're right. So coming to them, telling them, this is illegal, this is wrong, and confrontational is not going to get you the results you want, because the Korean style is, oh, I'm not going to do it just because you disrespected me. I mean, that's human nature. The second thing is that if you, I don't want to use the word compromise, but if you come to an understanding, that's a much better outcome for both parties. So approach every situation diplomatically, and you'll live a much happier life here in Korea. I did for 13 years. Every time something happened, I was like, is that really a fight I want to fight? Now, I'm an F visa. I'm an F visa, so I am in a different, 100% different situation than most everybody else. I'm a permanent resident. I can get away with almost anything. And I'm older, and I speak Korean, and I'm a man. So in this situation, I have slight advantages than an E2, but if everyone can understand their rights and follow a few simple effective ways of communicating, that's what I'm trying to say, effective ways of communicating, you can probably negotiate your way into continuing your job. All right, sorry, let me open my book again. Sorry about this. All right, yeah, I talked about this. Your legal responsibilities when it comes to this situation. You are not entitled to a letter of authorization, letter of release, okay? That is a contractual obligation. They don't have to give it. Now, if they are in violation of labor laws and you filed a petition with the Ministry of Education and Labor, or you have a criminal complaint or a civil complaint, they may waive an LOR. May. There's no guarantee. It's happened before, but don't rely on it. It's up to the individual agent to decide. So you can't say, oh, it's happened to me, it'll happen to you. No. Go by what is the law. The law says you need an LOR. They don't have to give you an LOR. So just play it by worst case scenario. You have to, you have 30 days notice. I talked about that. You have 14 days from your last day of work till you have to leave Korea or reapply at immigration. You have 24 hours from the last day of work to vacate your company-owned, company-leased accommodation. So those are the things that you can do to help you navigate the stressful situation of, is my company going to fire me? You know, they are trying to fire me, or I think they're going to try to fire me. So those are the things that you can look out for and you know, take care of in the event that this occurs to you. It sucks. It really does. And I keep saying this, is that until Korea trains teachers before they arrive here as to their rights, or educates teachers, or teachers that arrive have a union that is formed by us here. This is never going to stop. In the 13 years that I've been here, it hasn't changed. Okay, it hasn't changed. The same problems crop up every month. The same 3 or 4 same problems show up on the Facebook groups and stories and etc. And it's because teachers are not aware of their rights, and also 2 reasons: owners are ignorant of the law, or they know the law and are trying to take advantage of it. So there's that. And until, and we can't change the law. We're not citizens, we're guests here. And this is not an issue that Koreans care about, because it has nothing to do with them. So it's not going to be changed by law. So, I hope this helps people. I hope you don't ever have to go through this stressful situation. But if you do, you have resources, you have the law on your side, but sometimes it's going to suck and you're not going to be able to do anything about it. Sri Lanka Sammy, Itaewon Sammy, hoping you guys are safe, happy, healthy. I'm out.